Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. This Mary Jane. Mary Jane's in the building. Peep Squad is in the building. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. Check out my new channel. The link will be below in the description box. Let's get this. Let's do this. Let's go all the way to the top. So let's talk about Love and Hip Hop New York, Season 9. Episode 9, sour grapes. Yeah, I would not eat them grapes. They didn't wash their feet or nothing. I know the alcohol or whatever they're going to make with the grapes is probably going to wash the hand of the others, so there's probably no bacteria in it. But I'm with Sin. I ain't drinking that shit. For real, for real, for real. And then we have Sydney Starr. She's just like, she cut up Nia Lee's dress and, she changed it for better. She said that the clothes that Naya gave her, she should have gave it to somebody that was homeless. I was like, shit, ungrateful than a mother sucker. But maybe she just didn't like the clothes. I was like, whoa. And then we have Mariah Lynn getting all up on Yandy, getting on the Yandy hate train. She hates Yandy. I was like, this is news to me. This is a surprise. What's really going on? I was like, word, it's like that. Why don't you like Yandy? What did Yandy do to her? And she was like, well, I've been in the group home, so I feel like Yandy's using this as a storyline. I hope that's not the case. I did feel that way at first, but I'm gonna just say that she genuinely likes this girl because I want the best for, Infinity, because she's out here and and so Kimbella was like, yes, she is a user and she tries to have a good image and she's not good. I was like, damn, Kimbella, don't you got other shit to worry about? You should have been at that wine tasting, having a drink or two, dancing and having a good time or whatever, because your man's about to leave. And how atrocious you was in your house, with your mother-in-law or your soon-to-be mother-in-law, because you're gonna get married. You already married Joel's. Just kissing and making out. Like, damn, that's mad disrespectful. Would you do that in front of your mother and your father? I mean, she was just like kissing, tonguing him down like she was ready to have sex with him in front of the mama. What you think the mama wants Joel's? No. I'm like, ugh. Like, miss me with that bullshit. And then we have Alexis Skyy almost get shot up hanging with the gangsters. And Shotty is a gangster. And she signed to that label. She thought it was all good. But she was scared as shit. She said bullets started flying. She was scared. And the grandmother was like, don't be posting your location. And so whoever had beef knew that she was on Instagram. On Instagram, basically probably going live, letting everybody know where she's at. That she's with Shotty. She's with Takashi. She's with 6ix9ine. And then shots fly out. But she was rolling with a real gangster. She was with Shotty. So they rushed her in the car and got their artist home. So now she's going to be doing her music on her own. She said F Treyway, and not so many words. She didn't really say that, but she's done it anyways. What can Treyway do for her? Because her and her baby daddy, they don't have a label now. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, damn. It's going down. I was just like, And Jonathan is out here defending Yandy like it ain't nobody's business. I was like, shit. And when Mariah Lynn said you got to take Yandy with salt, with salt grain, it's supposed to be you got to take Yandy with a grain of salt. So, and then Mariah Lynn bucking at Nia and calling her Big Bird with delusionals, a Big Bird prophecy, Big Bird something. I was just like, damn, Mariah Lynn, you want to go in, you want to fight everybody. I know you ain't scared of nobody. I know you ain't trying to be bullied, but like Nia Lee didn't do anything to you. Like, you just went off on her for no reason. So anyways, let's just get started. Jonathan, he's getting his Botox or whatever. He said he has Botox so much, he don't even feel it. It's just nothing new. And he's over there with Nia Lee. I mean, he's over there with, Sydney Starr. And he's actually with, Mariah Lynn. And Sydney Starr's actually telling her story about how she's sorry and all this other stuff to, Nia Lee. Basically saying that I thought she was coming for my womanhood. I thought she was coming for me. I thought she was coming for me as a woman, how I look. She was just trying to help you. If anybody tries to critique the way that you look and try to help you, doesn't mean that they're coming after your womanhood. It's because you do have some insecurities. So you have to stop and think before you react to the situation. And Nia Lee has to learn how to talk to people like she's really trying to do artist development, even though her career is not all that developed. But just talk to people normally, because I'm not used to people yelling and screaming at me, cussing me out, yelling at the top of their lungs, put on my clothes, and all that other stuff is just way fugazi. I don't know why people gotta yell and scream at each other like that, because it's just not cool. Like, you don't. So we just have that situation. So Jonathan don't think that, Nia Lee was coming at, Sydney Starr's, womanhood or her or anything like that, or her dressing. And so I think Sydney Starr's trying to make an excuse because she tried to say she was just flinching, just to flinch, like she wasn't going to do nothing. And Jonathan and Mariah Lynn is like, yo, when you flinch at somebody in New York, especially somebody from the hood, they're ready to go. If you flinch at anybody, you know, some people will stop and look. People that are not aware, like, what's going on, this is a crazy person. But like somebody from the hood or somebody, you flinch, you might just get done up and run up on. And it just happens like that. You don't flinch at nobody unless you're ready to throw them hands, throw them bowls. And we don't want you fighting a woman or anything like that. But you know, it's just like, damn, like it's just ferocious. I'm just like, damn. So basically, you know, Sydney Starr is saying that she was just trying to flinch at Nia Lee because, you know, she wanted her to just shut her mouth. That's what she said later on in the episode. I was like, damn. And then I think Nia Lynn and actually Sydney Starr, they need to learn how to communicate better and express themselves. You know, just say how, express yourself in a way that you want to be, you want something to be expressed to you. You don't have to be all about it, rowdy, up, inside out. You don't have to be dripping when you're talking for the cameras. I know you want to look good for the cameras and keep up the storyline. Well, then if you're going to try to keep up the storyline, act like you're hardcore, then just stay hardcore. If you're going to flinch, say you was flinching because you was flinching. You was ready for it. You was ready for her to get fidgety and shit. And that's it. And Nia Lee, you need to just stop saying that you want to change, because as soon as somebody tests you or poke at you, you're ready to go back to the old you. So just say, I'm me. Just don't mess with me. You give me respect, I give you respect. So stop trying to, you know, say all this change stuff. And then Mariah Lynn jumping in and want to be on the Yandy hate train. It's just, It's just ridiculous. I'm just like, damn. So we get on to, you know, Rich Dollar situation. He flies down to Mississippi so he can go to his children's mother, Miracle's, you know, court date. And which is a sad thing, because it seems like Miracle doesn't know what's going on. She has no clue. She has no idea. She didn't want to ask Rich for any money for a lawyer, you know, because she said that he bailed her out $100,000. You know, he didn't put 100,000 up. He probably put up 500, maybe 1,000 or something like that. Maybe even 10, maybe five at the most, 5,000. So we have that situation, and she's thinking that she's going to get a plea deal. It's going to be 2 years probation, but she doesn't want the plea deal, 2 years of probation, because if she does get that, that means that she'll have a felony record. Shoot, if you can get 2-year probation after attempted murder or attempted manslaughter in the first or the second degree, that is a slap on the effing wrist. You just got to stay away from trouble. And you haven't been in trouble your whole life, only since you got with your husband. Your husband's been abusing you, and you had to take heed and stop him dead in his track. And hopefully he won't be abusing no other woman, because you was ready to take his life. And so that's why I'm saying, like, if somebody's mistreating you, you don't like the way they're treating you, the way they're handling you, the way they're talking to you, if they're acting stalkish, if they're acting controlling, at the beginning of the relationship, you got to talk to them and work it out. And if it seems like nothing's going to change, or they change for a little bit, you got to leave, because you don't want to be pushed to the point where you commit murder or attempted murder, and now you got to face the judge and you ain't got the ducats, and you might be dealing with a legal system that is very racist, especially in Mississippi. So she's lucky she's out on bail. I'm just like, damn, that's some bullshit. So she don't even know what's going on, because when she gets to court, there's no such thing as a plea deal. The judge doesn't feel comfortable with giving, you know, Miracle a plea deal. So, and basically the public defender was saying that we would have to have an open plea, and you would plead guilty, and then from there the judge could figure out how they want to sentence you. And so that's when, you know, Miracle was like, no, I'm not going to plead guilty, not knowing what they're going to give me. So basically it's set for trial. And basically Rich is upset because he feels like, you know, she took the back burner into the situation by having a public defender, not knowing what's going on with her case or anything. Even when she went up there to talk to her attorney, she didn't ask about the plea deal, and basically there was no information going on for her. It's just she's going to be going to trial, and the court system, the criminal justice system in Mississippi wants to give her some jail time. They don't want her to walk away. So it was very important that Rich did say, does your lawyer know about, or your public defender know about, you know, domestic violence cases and the laws on domestic violence situations when it adds up. Know the case law, basically, so they can use that in reference while they're in court. So I'm just like, damn. And then, you know, Rich is like, you know, if you try to, you know, if you don't want the plea deal, whatever, because you're going to have a record, who's going to raise your other 2 children? The other 2 children that is going to be on your daughter. you know, her oldest daughter, which is Rich's daughter, is gonna be on her to raise the children. Ashley is gonna be on Ashley and everything. I was just like, damn, like this is a real bad situation. And it ain't no joke. Like, 'cause some women are in this situation. Some women are afraid to go to shelters. Go to the shelter, get out the situation, leave everything behind, start all over, because none of this is worth it at the end. When you think, oh no, I don't want to leave him because I love him. We got a nice house, a nice car. We got a good life. We got an image. You know, we got this. We got all these wonderful things that we have, materialistic things. But at the end, if she goes to jail for 10 years, 9 years, 5 years, none of that materialistic stuff is going to be around. That house, that place that she stay at, all that's going to be divided because you needed the two incomes to survive. So it's a real sad situation. And Rich doesn't, he's just like, we're going to get through this. And at least Rich is still there supporting his baby's mother, at least, because there's not a lot of women that could probably call on their baby's daddy that they're no longer with, that they are no longer sleeping with, to even help them, unless they have a friendship. But see, they have a friendship, so they have a bond and they have the child together, and he cares because whatever happens to the mom is going to affect his daughter while she's in her first year in college. And she has been a good mother because she's raising her kids, but she's not absolutely doing a great job because she had her kids in a violent situation. Instead of thinking about herself, she should have been thinking about the kids and remove them from that violence and remove herself. Sometimes when you're in a domestic violence situation, you feel like you can't leave that person, or you don't want to leave that person. You got to think about the children and what this does to the children. And if something like this happened where your spouse kills you, or you kill the spouse, or you attempt to murder on the spouse, where are the children going to go? So that's the moral to the story. Leave, bounce, vacate. And so then we have Mariah Lynn and all the ladies. They're getting ready to go to the vineyard with Jonathan. He invited all the ladies. He invited Sen. He invited Kimbella, Sydney Star, and, you know, Nia Lee and Mariah Lynn. And then he's there. And so basically they're both in, you know, you have Jonathan. He's in a car with Sydney Star and Mariah Lynn. Mariah Lynn and Sydney Star are actually getting along, having a good time. And no, it's not Mariah Lynn. It's Mariah Lynn, and it's actually Nia Lee and Jonathan. They're all getting along. Everything's cool. There's no problem. And Nia Lee is actually telling her side of the story because Jonathan and Mariah Lynn actually heard Sydney Star's side of the story. So she's telling her story and basically feeling like she was tested and disrespected, and she's been helping this girl out, blase in the third, and all that other good stuff. Then you have Sydney Star. She's in a car with, you know, Kimbella, and she's in there with Sen. And they're like, yo, this girl got on half. Sydney Star basically got on nothing. She's out here in the cold. And they're feeling kind of airy about her. And then also Sen is just like, yo, I heard a lot of things about her. She's messy. She's this, that. She be on the blogs and all this other stuff. So it doesn't seem like Kimbella right now and Sen are actually feeling Sydney Star because they heard a lot of negativity about her. So basically they're going to be watching her to see if, you know, she could be a part of their clan, or if they want to chill with her, hang out with her, or whatever. So she tells her story about Nia Lee, and they're like, damn, you know, why you you know, you don't flinch at somebody. You flinch at somebody, that means you're ready to fight. So they're not agreeing with the situation. So it is what it is with that situation. They're not agreeing. Then they get to the winery or whatever, the vineyard. And so Sydney Star is trying to talk to, you know, Nia Lee. Nia Lee was like, yo, I don't really want to talk to you. I don't want to have a conversation with you. Stay 50 feet away. You know, stay away from me. Whatever, we'll try to work it out. Sydney Star is trying to, you know, befriend her, but it doesn't really seem like Sydney Star is genuine, or it's not coming off as genuine on the camera. But Mariah Lynn believes that Sydney Star is actually being genuinely, and she believes that, you know, Nia Lee is actually bullying Sydney Star. So anyways, we have that situation. Then they get inside, they stomp in the grates with their bare foot. Sen is like, I'm not touching them. And so Sydney Star was like, I need a third chance. I was like, a third chance? What you mean a third chance? And Sen is like, and then, you know, Sydney Star is just like, you know, I'm sorry for cutting up the clothes that you gave me. You were so nice to me. You so this to me and all this other stuff. And it was like, yo, Sen was like, if she was all nice to you and she was a sweet bitch to you, then why do you need a third chance? Why are you flinching at her? So they don't get it. They don't understand it. They think it's fugazi. But Mariah Lynn is here for Sydney Star, and basically it's just like, you know, So then Sydney, so then they asked her, so why are you flinching her? Why are you doing that? She was like, oh, because I just wanted her to shut up. And she could have said that. She could have said, like, the reason why I flinched at her is because I just wanted her to stop, because I felt scared. I felt, I felt scared, but I felt like she was insulting me, and I didn't want that to be on camera. And I felt like she was coming for the way that I look, and I couldn't handle it. And I just got into attack mode, or I got into like anything I can do to get her to stop. Not to say I want to shut her up. Basically, explain herself like she explained herself to Jonathan and actually Mariah Lynn, but she didn't. She said I wanted her to shut up. Nia Lee is like, what, you wanted me to shut up? So that's why you flinch at me. So that means you was about that. Like, if there wasn't security, and when do they have security at a vineyard like that? Security kept coming in and breaking everything up. So whatever. And then so, Nia Lee's going in like, F you, F this and that. Don't say shit to me. Blase in the third. I'll beat your ass. I'll F you up. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'm about that life. Brick City, Bronx, Queens, New York, and all that other stuff. She was about that life. Security done got her out there. But we already know that would have been, girl, can't be coming at Sydney Star like that ready to fight. You're going to get dragged on camera. And so we have that situation. So then we have... But security's there to protect you. Security can't let Sydney Star attack you, Nia Lee. It's not going to happen. There'll be all types of lawsuits going on. We won't have no more Love and Hip Hop. So moving on from that situation, then we have Mariah Lynn. She's actually having a conversation with, she's having a conversation with Kimbella, and basically they shit and talking on Yandy. Yandy this, Yandy that. Yandy ain't shit. Yandy adopting this kid for a storyline. Like I said, I assume that too as well, but now I feel like it's genuine. Maybe I'm the sucker. I don't know. I ain't on the show. So they got a storyline. It's like, Kimbella, you need to worry about what's going on. You're about to be a single mother again. You said you was a single mother when Jewels was on drugs and out here having sex, doing this. He was sleeping downstairs. He was like your roommate. You need to focus on that shit and leave Yandy the fuck alone. For real. And he's about to do some time upstate. So get all that situation, cleared out. You don't need no drama in your life. But she catches a candid friend through the hatred for Yandy, and Kimbella feels a certain type of way that Yandy threw her under the bus when the girls was on the show or whatever. So she feels a certain type of way about this situation. So she feels like Yandy is a perpetrator, and that is what it is. And Mariah Lynn was like, I was in a group home, and if she takes that kid after 2 years and give it back to the state, I think the young girl would be by 18 by then. And that's wrong or whatever. You need to worry about your brothers and sisters that you taking care of, and you need to worry about your mother not taking care of her own kids and not taking care of you, and you taking care of her kids that she just had. And she's back in jail. She's back locked up. So once you worry about that shit, Mariah, that's more important. You need to worry about your mother out here getting locked up doing drugs and leaving you to be you have custody of her kids, of your brothers and sisters. So miss me with that bullshit. But you need a storyline. So I guess coming after Yandy, but that's a boring storyline, coming after Yandy. It's boring. Find something else to do. I guess you did. You came for Nia Lee. So we have that situation. So they all go outside to drink some wine. Sydney Star, she stays inside and she's talking to Sen. Kimbella and Nia Lee and Mariah and Jonathan are outside. Basically, the conversation goes left where they start talking about Yandy. Yandy ain't shit. Yandy this, Yandy that. She's fake. She's this. She's none of that. I used to defend Kimbella. I used to defend Yandy like you defending her, but it's a no-go anymore. Then you have Mariah Lynn. She jumps in and she's saying her piece like, yo, I think she's fake. You better take her with a grain of salt grain. So we have that situation. And then so Kimbella was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to move forward. She got up classy. She wasn't classy earlier when she was making out with her future husband in front of her mother-in-law. So anyways, she walks away. Big Booty walks away. And then, as she's walking away, Jonathan was like, if I had to choose, I'm going to choose Yandy. Like, at least he's being real about it, even though he's on that shit, he's being real. I'm going to choose, like, if I have this friend and that friend. If you guys get into it, if I have to choose, I'm rolling with Mary. That's who I'm choosing. I'm choosing Mary. That's who the fuck I'm choosing. So, we cool, whatever. But I'm letting you know where we stand. At least he's not leaving you in limbo or lambo or whatever. So, you have that situation. And so, Mariah Lynn was like, "What? You gonna choose Yandy? He knows Yandy more than he knows you, Mariah Lynn. He just been filming with your ass lately. Jonathan ain't chilling with you. You broke. And Jonathan's about that money. You see his face is not from Botox. You can't get on his level unless you're getting into an orgy. Because it seems like Jonathan wants an orgy with, Mariah Lynn and Sydney Store. And he said earlier, you guys are giving me anais teas. I feel like I'm going to be in an orgy when he was getting his face Botox. I was like, and Jonathan already sucked on Sydney Starr's breastises, her areolas, or whatever. So we have that situation. And then Mariah's like, what? Then Nia Lee was like, no, if he had to pick, he's going to pick Yandy and Nia. And so then, I guess she was joking or being funny too at the same time, but it's kind of shade. Mariah took it like, whoa, you know what? That's who you're going to pick? You're going to pick everybody over me? Well, I thought we was friends, so I'm just going to go walk away. So she leaves, and she's kind of upset. She's pissed. And then so Nia Lee says, whoa, child. And whoa, child was like, whoa, child. Shit is heavy in here. Whoa, child. Look at that. Whoa, child. It went down. Whoa, child. And then so, Mariah Lynn was like, whoa, child. What you mean, whoa, child? Who child you talking about? I was like, damn, Mariah Lynn, we know you're not writing your music, point blank, period. So we have that situation. She comes back and she's all in Nia Lee's face. She's, she got that little meth situation going on, a little coke situation. So she's like, I'm going to put my hands down so you don't feel like I'm threatening and blah, blah, blah. So, Mariah Lynn's all, all up in her feelings. What you mean, whoa, child? I come to talk to you like a discussion. I have a discussion with you. But you're all animated because you wanted the scene to pop. And you need something to pop because nothing was going on at this vineyard. And the vineyard situation was Sydney Starr and Nia Lee and Mariah Lee popped in. You could have just walked away, could have kept going. You know what? Let me just cool off because Mariah Lynn was obviously upset. And so then it goes ham. And so they start arguing shit. Nia Lee was like, yo, why you got your hands up? Why are you moving around like that? Like, yo, you need to back up. Like, I just said what I said. What you mean, whoa, child? I was talking to Jonathan. I wasn't talking to you. You was walking away. So I want to know what whoa, child means. And it's like, damn, you're arguing with someone that is really like, don't make no sense. So anyways, they're about to fight. Security comes and stop them. Nia Lee is trying to hit Mariah, knowing that she can, do destruction to Mariah. But Mariah, she got that shit flowing through her bloodstream. So she got the strength and she got the power. She can take a hit. So we have that situation. So Mariah Lynn, she's walking away. They're pushing her way to the car. She said, Nia Lee, you think you tough? You think you bad because you got sliced up? You this, you that, calling her raggedy, saying you used to be a stripper. I ain't scared of you. You big, creature. You big, big bird, bully. All types of stuff that she's saying as she's going away. Nia Lee throws a glass and try to hit Mariah. Mariah was like, you didn't hit me. I ain't the one. I'm about that life. Mariah, you gonna get your ass whooped. Then we have, Nia Lee. She's crying up a storm because she, is not the new you. It's not the new her she's trying to betray. But look what show you on and look who you dealing with. And they gonna test you because everybody want to be on next season and they want to be talked about in the blogs. Peace. I'm out. One love. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It would be greatly appreciated. Mary Jane's in the building. Peep Squad is in the building. Please subscribe to my new YouTube channel. The link will be in the description box below. One love to my peeps and my peoples. Damn, rich situation is terrible.